Welcome back to Just Talking Love.
Welcome back. And welcome to those of you who have just joined us. We're happy to have you, and we just want to welcome you to this evening's presentation of Just Talking Love. And of course, we're broadcasting from Newstalk 93 FM right here in the beautiful modern campus of the University of the West Indies in Kingston, Jamaica. In our studio this evening, we have our panelist, Mrs. Patricia Barker, and our studio engineer is Rodian Rowe. Our programs this evening, being the final week of Black History Month, we're looking at redefining ourselves. Yes, redefining ourselves. And before we took the break, we're looking at the behavioral pattern of certain of our people around the world who naturally think that they are neglected, they're unwanted, they have no use to society, and of course they become a burden to the very people that is celebrating this month and to society on a whole. Now the question is, why don't we just get up and do something for ourselves? We can, you know. We're tired of seeing more and more communities in poverty. Neighborhoods and cities and buildings around burnt out, with young men shooting each other at an alarming rate. The public education system is trying to get into survival mode. It never seems to get off the ground. And communities dealing with myriads and myriads of issues. Now, how can
we can address it by just trying to do something for ourselves. Just try it out. It certainly won't hurt you. It might very well give you the direction that you need to move on. Do not continue to blame others.
Yes.
Every day, day after day, you say, oh, this is not good, this is not working for me, what can I do? How can I do it? But try and shift the gears.
Yes, we know that it's rather difficult for all of us. It is very difficult. A lot of us face, from day to day, marginalization, discrimination, and the likes. But we can't just sit down on that and just nurse it and nurture it in our minds day by day. Certainly not. We can make a start by just trying to dream positively.
I'm dreaming of a black culture where we once again give reverence to the creation of life. And we get back to making the first step to being a mother, being a wife. I'm dreaming of a black culture where we try to build each other up instead of trying to tear each other down. We should be done clowning around by now, wouldn't you think? We completely got that art down. But still, you sit there and frown when I tell you that I dream of a black culture where black men will sit down and read to themselves and their children on a regular basis, rather than staying in a state of complacence with his lagging skills in various workplaces. Oh, I know. You want the fresh car, the big house, a lot of money in the bank. Question is, are you gonna have enough gas in your mental and physical tank to pursue success in the way that you need to when you're done kicking it with the homies, getting drunk, hanging out, or doing whatever you do? Make no mistake about it. As you lay there from the previous night's events in a state of bliss, the key to getting your culture and my culture out of the emotional, financial, and educational abyss is the black man waking up one morning and simply saying, I will have no more of this. Change the game, black man.
Yes, of course, we need to change the game. We definitely need to change our game.
Absolutely. And we need to bear in mind that we have the power in our hands to change that game.
We can't afford just to sit and feel sorry for ourselves. We can't afford just to sit back and brood. We can't afford to prey on our fellow man. We can't afford to waste our lives. No, we can't. We can't have people moaning for us. Every single day, another young man has fallen. Another home is broken. Another child, female child, is raped. And I think it has even gone further now. Let's get together and do something positive. And when you become a man, these are the things that you need to do to become a real man. Listen to this.
When I became a man, I put away childish things. But before I became a man, I didn't always fit the shoes of a king. I was a child trying to find his way. And the toys I played with kept my eyes occupied and left my mind in a lustful, boyish frenzy. And my playmates had long legs, short skirts, and soft skin, and they cared enough to lie down and wallow with me often. Jezebel turned out to be my very best friend. I'd look in her eyes before ever seeing the sunrise, every time I paid her a visit and slept in. Before I became a man, I saw how God made Adam from dust. So likewise, I tried to make love out of lust. I didn't know any better. I was taught by example, let your mouth spit game, but never let your heart say much. I treated his daughters like beauty pageant contestants, and there would be zero return on their investments, and Proverbs 31 was never a criteria for my selections. Mind you, this was before I became a man. This was about the time that I took notes from a father figure who really didn't know how to be a father. Go figure. About the time that mom was a punching bag because he was too afraid to take his frustrations out on the world instead by simply enduring affliction. Yet, during addiction, he could go 12 rounds against the most violent screams of, "Stop! Stop!" He was undefeated. He always won. And I would stand in plain sight, hoping Daddy sees. Because all I could say at the time was, "Daddy, please." Mom didn't deserve what she got just because she didn't satisfy Daddy's needs. Before I became a man, I would unlock Daddy's curse, free myself, and throw away Daddy's keys. I allowed anger to set up a construction company inside. And bitterness never rested. It left no time wasted. And whether Daddy loved me or not, all I could regurgitate was hatred. I became allergic to showing any form of compassion. Before I became a man, I was much shorter. Not just in height, but in spiritual insight. Because I never had a picture, nor did Pixar ever have a film to show me what God's man really looked like. But when I became a man, I learned how to love God right back. And even though I'm good at falling short of the glory, I reflect on my story, and through my praise, I'll self-publish a testimony. When I became a man, I learned how to cry. 'Cause I'm not ashamed of my tears, neither will my fears muffle the groaning in my spirit. Since I became a man, I'm no longer afraid of the dark. I'll wrap my fingers around James 5:16, confess, pray, and heal my heart. I've discovered that there are medicinal qualities down the corridor of introspection. When I became a man, I learned how to love her. My Esther, my Ruth. I learned to honor her like she was Jesus' mother, because one day she'll be pregnant with the seed that will transport my legacy, so that my God and my name would both have longevity even after they bury me. I couldn't love her before because I wasn't able. My insecurities and my perfectionism had me looking at the next best player checking in at the scorer's table. How could I possibly be her covering as an umbrella with holes in it? But I learned to love her like I oughta, because I want him to be my father and my father-in-law, since that's his daughter. When I became a man, I learned to love my brother. I'll share my heart, my hug, and my hallelujah. Because a hug and a hallelujah without my heart leaves room for his spirit to respond. I never knew you. I became a man so that until he became a man, he can see and name a man who picked up the gospel, 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 and put the toys away. When I became a man.
You're listening to Just Talking Love, broadcasting from News Talk 93 FM right here on the beautiful modern campus of the University of the West Indies in Kingston, Jamaica. We're about to take a short break. We'll be back with you momentarily.